Life progresses, got married, family came along, and I moved back into the area. Family started and got involved again in the club. About 18 years ago, I think we started up Camogie again in the area, Alwyn and myself and Rachel, a couple of others. And that wee club's been going ever since.
Well, it is so long ago I cannot remember exactly, but my husband is Joseph O'Boyle, or Joe as he's known, and he was in the club whenever we married, and therefore although he wasn't in management, he would have played a bit and etc. And it wasn't until considerably later that he became chairman of the club and was then involved in things like score, etc. And so he encouraged and coaxed, etc. to us to go into these things. So first of all, our children took part in junior score, and then he decided that we would do it. So I wrote the plays and we performed the plays. So that was how I got into this GA at that stage.
13 years ago, because my youngest child was just born, and I wanted to get, there used to be a very strong tradition of camogie within Glenaevy, and then it had all fallen away, and I wanted my own girls to play it. So we got together with a few of us and we started up hurling and camogie within the club. Now since then the hurling has reformed as its own club, but with the camogie still going. So we've good times and bad times, we've had good numbers and bad numbers. So.
There's actually one of them sitting inside there, Jim McCurry. So there is, I could name you nearly them all. That was around at that particular time. Joe Craney, Sean Craney, Colin Cormigan, Liam Cormigan, my brother Aids. You want me to go on? there was Mulhollands and Brankens and Heatleys, and it's just a typical country parish where all the people, all family names that was associated with the club.
I played full-back for 40 years. Tough position with the Lake of Glenaevy, for we hadn't that many good forwards most of the time, and the ball was coming into the backs all the time, so I got plenty of practice. My first match was for the B team when I was 15, and then I played on the B team, and then I got a place in the senior team whenever I was 18. I remember coming in from playing a match one time and overheard two of the older players saying, "Did the young fella do well today?" And I thought that was something.
Yeah, my granddad would have always talked about playing for Glenaevy and about how his brother was brilliant. Jared McCraney was really brilliant at catching the ball. And he used to come to all our games growing up, so he was one of the biggest fans. So playing for Glenaevy now, and we remember him now that he's gone. We just remember for every game and how much he loved coming and seeing us play, and how much he loved seeing us win the championship in 2015. So it is a reminder every time you go out to play of the people who are there before you.
I played I would call it the wing. My brother Kevin, he was a good player now. He was on the team all the time. That's me at the first.
Right, so that's Sam McAreevy.
Neil Corrigan, Jared McAreevy, Vinnie McAreevy, Felix Mulholland, Galway McCurry, Isaac McAreevy, Jared McCraner and Peter McAreevy. And then there's Kevin Armstrong, Ed Cormigan, Barney McCarry, wee John O'Neill, Jared Leslie, Mickey McKeever and Liam Rankin. Well, it's good now, they were good fellas and one thing and all, but played Galway McCurry, he was there, and he was done the goals, he kept goals, you see. So one day this fella come up flying with a ball and he bangs the ball at Galway and Galway missed it, and he hit the post with his head. And they called him suicide from that on.
No, well, I just remember seeing my name picked in the paper actually for the first time. And there was great to see that, because there never was a Navy man had ever done that before or since either. And I can remember going into training and getting 25p travelling expenses. Well, the atmosphere is great, yeah. Well, especially for championship matches. And you can remember, it meant a lot to me, even if I was the last one out of the dressing room, that crowds of young ones waiting to get my autograph. That was just among the six northern teams. And I remember we played Derry in the final in Lurgan, David Park. But I can remember going to train for Antrim, which shows you there wasn't a lot of people put their heart into it. I was the only man there to do the training, which hit me very badly. To think that you put the effort in and you arrive and nobody there.
This year's been absolutely hectic. It's been fantastic. We are very, there's a real sort of buzz around the area with it being the 75th anniversary. Start of the year we had maybe St Mungo's, Grimes and McKee, and with different fundraising events, and we've had big breakfast, and we had charity events like for the Kevin Bell Repatriation Trust. We've had our festival, we have our annual cycle. There's just many sort of sociable events that take place throughout the year, and then in between everything else, the most important reason that we're here is just playing football and playing camogie, all from ages from nurseries right up to senior men and senior ladies. So it's just the sort of life of a club. It's just non-stop, it's on the go all the time, and it's one of those things that sort of presses home whenever in a position of chair the importance of volunteerism in the community and how much it's undersold really as a really positive thing for people to get involved in. We're very lucky in this club, the amount of people who literally give up days, if you added it all up, days and weeks of their lives just trying to do things for the community in Glen Avy here.
Five years ago we started the cycle because we were coming up to the 70th anniversary of the club, and we wanted to do something that still had a sports and health association but wasn't football, and also addressed the needs, well not so much the needs but things that people maybe wanted to do of a generation of would be my age. So cycling was really taking off at that time, so we decided we would have a club cycle. Because it was the 70th anniversary, we decided on a route that was 70 miles long, and that's how we've ended up as we are today. Now, a couple of years ago, as well everybody's aware now, we had the very tragic death of our then senior manager, Francie Doon. And Francie had done the cycle right from the word go, and we thought it was appropriate that because Francie had a phenomenal interest in cycling, we decided that we would rename the club cycle, the Francie Doon cycle, and the support I get is tremendous. I mean, I remember the first year, I think we had 31 cyclists, then went up to 42, but then sadly after Francie passed away, it went up to about 82. So we've been maintaining since that in around between 60 and 70 cyclists this last couple of years, and everybody that comes to the cycle knew Francie or has some association with him, and it's a very fitting way to remember him, and well, it's basically paying tribute to all that he'd done at the club, because he was very well thought of and he had tremendous respect throughout the club as being a club member and for keeping himself as fit as he did, and he was a great role model for all the young people. So I think it's fitting that everybody that has come wants to do something, and the cycle is the perfect event to commemorate him.
Well, today we're up celebrating our third cycle in memory of Francie Doon, my beloved husband and a friend to everybody. So it's been a fantastic day. Some of us have cycled 32 miles down to Antrim and back, others have done a big cycle to Ballyronan and back. And as you can see, all the youngsters are out doing the recycle around the pitch. So it's a fantastic family day. Francie would just love it. And you know, it just brings us all out together. We're all here, you know, working together as a community. It's a lovely family day. We've our barbecue going there, getting our burgers, nice music there if you want to get up and dance. And it's just fantastic. Francie was a big part of the football club here. He played as a senior player, and he's also been a coach for many years and has coached most of the present day players. Football was his passion. He was out of the house more times than I care to remember, but you know, I didn't care. You know, it was what he loved, and I was behind him every step of the way. He just loves the very fact that we're doing this today to bring the communities together, to bring family together, and that's good.
No, I did it once actually with Francie before he passed away. Unfortunately, cycle seems to be always whenever we have matches as a senior team, but definitely would like to be more involved in that in the future and keep his memory going. We have we got polo shirts made after the championship win, and we have Francie's initials on them and the Chest, Heart and Stroke Foundation logo on them, so that's a good memory of him every time we put that on going to matches.
Yeah, Francie was a legend. He was a real influence on this club. When I first came into the senior team, he would have been one of the guys you would have looked up to on the team, and even just the way he brought younger fellas through, you know, he was very encouraging. And then I suppose playing with him more as a senior member in my latter days, the respect you sort of had for each other in terms of in training, he would have pushed you on, you would have pushed him on, and you really would have had good battles and things with him. And then I suppose in my final days I was very close to retiring, and when Francie came in to manage us, it was the one reason I continued to play. And I think if Francie hadn't come in, I probably wouldn't have continued to play, and then all those other things wouldn't necessarily have happened, you know, winning the championship and so forth. So yeah, it was just the respect that he had for everyone and the influence he had, and especially younger boys coming through. Plus he was a great player himself as well.
It's the whole community, as you see the day there, like there's under 8s or under 6s right up to the minors were playing there the day. You know, there was probably 60 young minors out there playing the day, and I think it's great.
We went well. We got to the final. We were sort of unbeaten to the final, and we had a great first half, and regrettably we just came up a wee bit short in the second half and beat by a very well organised Rathmore team. But the boys done their best, and we can ask no more.
Got involved again, my son was involved, and that tournament today was for him. He died in a car crash in 2010, and that's why this tournament started after that for the minors, because he was playing minor football at that level. I like that level and that age group, you know, just because of them boys at that age, and there has been great teams from 2010 when I was involved, but the whole community and the whole people that are involved is just great. And as I say, when we lost our son, it was the support we got was unbelievable.
It's an absolute honour to play in this tournament, and I'd like to thank everyone for coming and all the officials. Chris was a highly regarded pupil, and it's brilliant to win it, so I'd like to say thank you.
It's a very family-friendly club, I think. It's always been family-friendly. Maybe what they lose on sometimes not being so competitive on the sporting side, they make up on friendliness. And I have known this through all the different crises and things that you go through in your life, whatever it is, no matter the ups and downs, the club are always here and stick by everything. So it's a real integral part of the community, and never so much so whenever you look back over the last 10 years, whenever the club has been successful, but it's also been hugely successful off the pitch, and they've went through a lot of tough times, ups and downs, even like today.